Hello, everyone. My name is Arnaud St. Paul. I am the creator of the Heartful Method. And today we're going to go through WHOS. WHOS is weekly harmony online sessions. And it is about giving you the tools to prepare yourself. For every week, we all need support to create what we have, what we hold dear in our heart. And we believe that by going through different concepts like confidence today and helping ourselves to understand further what it means for ourselves to create with confidence in this case, well, we are going to get better at it. And so, guided by 30 years of research that led to the Heartful Method, each week we revisit the core concept of reality. And the whole purpose is to create a more symphonic you, a more coherent, aligned you or business where everything becomes easier and easier. And that's the core aspect of this method. We can learn how to do that, how to be more in the flow. And if you can, please join us on the Q&A just after this session that you can subscribe to on tapwhat.com/whosfree, or you scan this QR code. Okay, so here we have a little presentation of the core concepts behind confidence, and then we'll go into a live Q&A if you care to join us. We always start with a poem coming from my book, I is Born. And what we do here is read it, try to incorporate the experience of it, and then we'll go through it and see how it applies to our day-to-day life. Surrounded by reflections, apparently lost in these visions, find its centers I must. I focus, I transcend, beyond the apparent I manifest. For there is no resistance to the existence of my truth, as I am living it now amidst the shadows of my dreams. Spare ahead, trust your heart, and you shall reap the fruits of what seems. So this is quite interesting because you can see here in the first stanza, you have I between quotes. That means it's I that must do something, right? It's the object I, the objectified I in this case. I focus is I, as usual. I transcend, etc. So here we're talking in the first stanza about the fact that the more we lose ourselves in our visions, in our reflections, in our projections, expectations, we lose our center. So by simplifying, by becoming more in tune with what is in this moment, we can really allow ourselves to not only focus and transcend whatever is being shown, so that we can get access to what we have and hold dear in our heart. By default, there is no resistance but the ones we put in our field. And so if I am very much living the living truth, living in my heart that truth, then all of a sudden everything can go in that direction. If I am living it in this now moment in my heart, if I am so passionate about it, then all the shadows start to disappear, and you can follow your heart and start seeing the manifestation of this vision. Obviously, every day there are more different challenges, different events happening in our day-to-day, but they are all going towards the same direction, which is that vision that we have, that is the core essence of your life. And the more present you are to it, the faster it happens. But for that, we need to allow for this to happen. Then we need to be centered and focused and more of that, and polish and nurture that truth that we have. And that's the invitation here about confidence is we go straight, we go spearhead. It is something that is so true inside you that you go for it, right? As any entrepreneur would know, right? But I think it was interesting to see in more details what it means from a more inner standpoint, I guess. So let's explore further what all that means. So I is Born is available on our website. So Ernest Holmes, I don't know if you know him. He's an author from the beginning of the 20th century. Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. So pay attention here because basically what we're saying is that anything that is around me is, or any conversation, any situation is a mirror of an aspect of me. So in other words, that's you here with your heart, and every conversation, again, every situation will highlight an aspect of me that where I can lose myself in it or help myself to go back further deeper into my own center. And that's the challenge we have in our day-to-day life. Do we choose to be present to ourselves, or do we really are present to the drama that is taking place in this moment? What is your choice? All that happens in this now moment. However, most of the time, we tend to be focused on the past or on the future. So we have expectations about what's going to happen in the future. We think about what was and how I define myself through these stories. Well, you know what? All that can only happen. Anything that is you hold dear in your vision can only happen in this now moment. Once you have let go of these past identifications or expectations. So it's in the simplicity of this moment that you can find the key of, again, the actual experience, physical experience of your vision. So this is very important because once you understand that, it's all of a sudden everything goes a lot faster and a lot easier as well. So if we go into a quantum physics standpoint and spiritual as well, you have to focus on your vibrational reality, meaning anything that is in your vision here, for instance, this house or a increase of revenue, or you're opening new countries for your companies, etc. So you have the plan, you see it, right? And as long as you focus on that and not on what is happening around you, whether it is validating or not that vision, you're going in the right direction. But the thing is, most of the time, we tend to lose ourselves in changing our idea of what it is, that vision that we have. So let's say that we want to go into a specific country, and then for some reason we sign another one, or it could be an actual house, maybe, or you have that vision for the company, and it is starting to change as the market comes back to you with an idea, etc. Well, yes, and make sure you're still consistent and constant in the direction you're taking. That's the point here. So that whatever is your vision does not stay outside of your field of awareness, meaning that you still do not, because of the fact that you're changing regularly, you're still not open to the manifestation of that vision. and hence it therefore stays outside of your perception. So pure alignment is having all that I am aligned, meaning my physical body, my emotional body, my mind body, all together aligned further into a transcending what is this plane of existence, meaning the physical and the emotional and the mind, so that whatever is held inside can really starting to, or you start to align with it, and therefore it happens. That's how it works, really. I mean, I got so many examples with so many clients. Now, sometimes it's a little thing that impedes such manifestations. Sometimes it's bigger, but it's always, so everything is already there. It's just for us to bring in more coherence. And once we find more coherence, then the client, a new client comes up, or a bigger contract is offered to you, etc., etc. So, in other words, as you can see here, the path to alignment is feeling better, brings you to feeling lighter, which brings you to believing in your truth, and then knowing that your truth is the right one. And not only that, but knowing it is such a truth that there is no way the world cannot respond with the actual manifestation of that truth. So feeling better is about making sure that I am focused, that I am living that truth that I have inside myself, that vision. Feeling lighter is living it, right? Is being happy about it and nurturing it further, and having that discovery and appreciation of this amazing and beautiful jewel that you are creating inside yourself. And then very quickly, there is that consistent belief that it is true. And then it becomes a knowing and actually an experience, right? Because it is so true inside that therefore, as the world is a reflection, as I was saying at the beginning of the presentation, therefore you start seeing its appearance. So I invite you to try that during the week, and please, share your comments on this presentation, and would love to, hear from you. So now there is the live Q&A coming up. If you want to participate, you join us on tapwa.com/free and scan this QR code, and I'll see you on the other side.